motion to introduce a bylaw entitled Bylaw Number 122, a bylaw designating streets accessible to all-terrain vehicles, and the same now be read a first time by title in both official languages.
And seconded by Councillor King. On the question, Councillor Ross Robinson.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Worship. Been waiting a long time for this one to come. I think this is I hope it is the beginning of a bigger bylaw down the road, no pun intended. And I'm glad it's out, and I hope we do get all kinds of feedback. I'd like to know, how people feel about it. I know I feel quite strongly about it, and I think at the way it's written, it could use more roads, but we'll start with a little bit and move from there. But anyway, very pleased that it's on the docket finally.
Thank you, Councillor. Councillor King.
Thank you, Your Worship. I concur with Councillor Robinson. The question I have is, are we going to have to, or should there be crosswalk lines across them sections of the road and signs put up if this passes down the road? Which it should, anyway.
Well, I don't know if I don't know if crosswalk would be the word, but I'll go to Director Rao on that to speak to that.
Yeah, Councillor King, I guess we've thought about it, we've discussed it, no final decision has been made, but I know in other jurisdictions such as Bathurst, they do have not white crossing lanes, they put yellow across, and they do sign it, so we'll be looking at that here, as we move forward here.
That's the only reason I brought it up, is safety to the traffic and for the ATV people, that's all. Even if we have a sign there too. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Quinn.
Yeah, thank you, Your Worship. I share Councillor Ross Robinson's support and that of Councillor King as well. This is, I know I can't really impart my will on the rest, but it's a no-brainer. We're happy we're here. Anything that opens our door to further growth and development down the road, pun intended, as Councillor Ross Robinson said, we should be in for.
Thanks, Deputy Mayor Quinn. Councillor Arsenault.
Thanks. Glad to see the process started. I don't have any road puns, so I'm just going to put that out there right now. I'm glad to see the process started. I think there's a lot of opportunity for us here to get some good feedback and also follow the lead a little bit of what some other communities have done. I am not an enthusiast, but have learned a lot in recent months about the sport, and glad to see us starting at least this process.
Thank you, Councillor. I'll speak from the chair on this too, and I would echo the positive sentiments. From my perspective, it's about time we got this show on the road. There's my road pun. It does feel like we have been working on this one for literal years. This came through our bylaw committee, which I don't even think exists anymore. But it just felt like there was a lot of stopping and starting. I know for us it was important to consult with the local ATV associations in what is being proposed tonight. And I see some of their members here this evening, so I want to thank them for their contributions, because it's important to map it out and get it right. One, I guess, question I have, and I'm not sure who could answer it, because it has gone on for so long, it's a bit foggy in my mind what has and hasn't happened, because we consulted with the association, but does this tonight trigger this going up onto the Engage Miramichi website for broader public feedback from the entire public? Because I'm not sure we did that part yet, but I think it's important that we do, as we usually do with new bylaws or things like this nature. So Director Rao, or to the clerk, could you guys speak to that? Councillor Ross Robinson.
Yeah.
It was my understanding that the last time we spoke about it at the committee level was that we were going to send it to the stakeholders individually. So that would be the downtown association and the ATV clubs and people that were at the table to begin with. And now that we decided, or didn't decide, we had talked about it at that time, that once the information came back and we gave first reading, then it would go onto the website for public engagement. And just one further comment, I'll close out the debate, I suppose. But this is more than just providing access to the ATVers. is a tourism initiative. This is an economic development initiative. This is a big deal. ATVing and snowmobiling are very big hobbies, and they're big business in everywhere, but especially in New Brunswick. And our local groups have been very successful in petitioning other levels of government for financial support, and they're doing everything that they can do on their part. And I really hope that this goes through so we can show that we are supportive.
Councillor, I'll just, I guess, sort of point of process for what it's worth. I wasn't actually done speaking, so you haven't closed debate yet. But I did want an answer to my question, so thank you for that. And I will follow up with the manager about ensuring that this does get up promptly for that consult, or that public feedback portion, because to my earlier point, it's gone on long enough, and let's get this finished and official. So I enthusiastically support the having this in place, and I would also just sort of go a step further than Councillor King and thank him for pointing that out. I would ask Director Rao that we do make it our plan to have signage at the crossings so that they're safe for the ATVers and for everyone else as that changes. And if that's happening in Bathurst and other communities, then that's probably a best practice, but it's something I'd like to see. And my only, I would say to the rest of the public who haven't been looped in yet, to go, if they, whether one way or another, whatever their thoughts might be, or to educate themselves, this should go up promptly to engage Mayor Michie. Our communications officer, Ms. Harding, will help with that, I'm sure. And that would include the maps of where these proposed crossings are, which again was done in consultation with the folks that are most robustly using the ATVs. My one minor concern is that the inclusion of Logie Drive, as it is so closely adjacent to the Waterford Green area where a lot of events happen and a lot of pedestrian usage, but I'll be curious to see what the rest of the community thinks about that. And regardless of that one little piece, I'll be enthusiastically supporting this bylaw coming into place. And I see, well, among the ATVers in the room, Mr. Croft is with the group tonight, and the other thing I'd love to see is the return of Mayor Michie Mudfest, because this is indeed a huge economic and tourism driver for our region, and I can't wait to get back in that mud. So you and your group, hopefully that'll be coming in the near future as well to further enhance the offerings in our community and region as it relates to ATVs. So thank you, everyone. And seeing as no further comments, I'll call the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.